inini I browse through, but then pesa ndakuvharwa, so ndasiya ndagumira parodi.
All right. I think you can take us through Kanatasha Yamuemun, but I would really want all of us to chip in. Kanapano ito something. Kanangweto kana one function, isiri the image ito in one extra function. To just take us through, it would be good if you all join the parts. Anyone? Or ari kuda kutongotanga kutoita izvezvi tichitongobatsirana tichienda. Guys, it's good to engage because when you're code and it can all help you. And the things that you're corrected, you will not get it wrong tomorrow. But you can go viral, you can go you're going to keep your errors to yourself and you might not be able to correct them, but then it's later. So it's good if you come up a platform, talk about that and you correct you test it to benefit you. Cannot no way to shangin. Okay, Simba, do you want to take us to Africa and then we continue? Or maybe for time, let me just do, then you guys will be chipping in. But make a disadvantage to you guys. Kuti pangocha mukasazonzwisisa tinogona to redeem each other, but it's fine. Let me do it. Makona screen yangu anchi?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is what was required. We're required to create a class on the stack and take care to those attributes are up. So you so stack really to create a really empty, and according to this, stack attributes like we are not supposed to determine the color of the. I gave an example that is visualize the animal plate, and we're not supposed to give my attributes like the color of the plate or the size of the plate. So in this particular example, and like the example student lecturer, the object does not have my arguments that is specific to it. Ingori my actions that like push na pop up. What I mean is, let me just open it. What I'm trying to say is like sisters in the case Ayana student. The object of the student is like first name, last name. Then apart from having those arguments, my actions in Garipo, which we are supposed to then read that first name, we are supposed to read that last name. However, for Panapa, we have actions which are read and I get these are actions being done to the objects, but I am attributes or my arguments are removed. So you find with this particular example, we will not have these arguments. The init function will only have self. I think that's not arguments because stake redu arena ma attributes like I specify and however, we have actions to be done to the stake. So I hope that part is clear before we start. So first of all, we will start by creating the class stake rationally. And then we'll do the first part, define it. So that's how I would do. This is just best practice. It's not really mandatory. This keyword reaching itself, the one for any other name. but we're supposed to create stick really empty. And since pana defa paripo parikurana daily shop, paripo parikurana class here, this is where we will create stick rashona. And yesterday I gave you a hint. It is stick really data structure here list. So we can just start by creating an empty list. So we can say self dot, I just like using the letter L for lists equals, this is the syntax here list, and it's empty. So run class here automatically create a list, but the list will be empty. It's not list much when I'm with it. Sorry, I just need to lock my door just a second. Okay, so this is the part and I want you to understand with it. Just this little line of code data. Okay, just this little line of code data. We will create the empty list, which is the empty stack. Having done that, to define the other actions that will contribute to our stack. So the first one is we're supposed to create a function called push, and push adds a new item to the top of the stack. It is the item. It's okay. It needs the item, like what is being pushed into the stack, but it returns nothing. So can someone assist me with how best can we define function read? How best can we define this function? All right. I need Python code that will allow us to add something to a list. I'm sure we did this to my list.
What if we append to the list? Yeah.
That's correct. You use the append. Yeah. But usually there's also another English at all, and it needs an item. So Pandas say define the push. This is a function, so it's obviously F. So, but is this all that I should write?
I think L can be negative, can be empty. So we also need to define that if L is equal to none, something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, already L is empty, Banab. This means L is empty.
Okay, you need to pass an argument or a parameter to push.
And
so we need to, yeah.
So maybe new item or new, let us just put new item. This can happen. This is an argument because this certain function, Pataitama classes, was supposed to expect, and it needed something like it needed a first name, it needed a reg number. But in this case, it needs nothing because the list will be empty. But this particular function called push requires push something, something. There's supposed to be an argument in some brackets, push, and so that's why it is a new item or you up. And then, but this is not all. Now we're supposed to tell it. I think it's type 1 and it's at our we're supposed to append. How do we write? How do we append this? What's the code to append?
How do that append?
Sorry. Someone said something correct, but I don't know was better.
Our data append. Isn't it appending to the list?
Yes. Who's that? Thomas. Okay, yes. This was one. I'm sure that's what step I wanted to say. So Okay, let us try with L.append and see if it works. But I think since still in class here, we are still still referring to this. I think to find yourself, someone to assist if that's correct, to be self.l. This is reference in the list. Then kutangira panapa pa.append, that's the normal syntax here. It means yes, because I wonder let that affect and it just this first part we are to reference out to a instance of that class. Then this part L.append, we are talking if you want to add something in a list, it will be the list name .append. Then what are we appending? We are appending new item. Okay. Then there's also another action we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pop, and pop here it removes the top item from the stack. It needs no parameters and it retains the item. And after that is done, the stack is modified. That means tikachipopa chikaremoved. Achifane kuramba chirimo mu stack machona. So how do I so I am a keyword that can you wrap in red, but changu chan says my name of my function table. But what are the arguments that I write in a pop? Is it accepting any input, any new item? Does it need any argument to be passed?
No, it doesn't need an argument.
It doesn't need an so no ways self-check. That's all we put him on. But we haven't told it the action email. We press about as a call pop. What is it supposed to do? And it pop takai at my list.
Chakaita, it removes the last item on the list.
And that's exactly what it
yeah, the index.
And it's so you said it removes the last item on the list. And in this case, the last item just from a list, so if it removes the top item, that is the last thing in the list or in the stack in this case. Like a copy item with on my list will work the same way, will work perfectly for this function. So it will be self.l .pop. No, but it's supposed to return the item. So what this action does, but it does not display it. So first to be able to display it, it's supposed to return that thing that is being popped. So it returns anything that will be popped and it like this. Is it making sense? Anyone with a question such as Zika?
Can you come again?
Okay. For this function, it was a bit easy because passion forward to pop and pop it on my list. Like passion is what different ways like to clean. And then I would want you to clean and it also let us put clean as the function name. Could that is to clean. I'm near to play from sorry. That's the action I took push but now I could clean. And I could clean the page that's on the top. And if it's a list, dependa. In this case, that's the last record. Yeah, end from a list maybe. And you all know which my list, if you want to remove the last entry, is from a list, you pop that item, which is why we are now using this function issue. Pop. Maybe it was a hint, but I've changed that. Let me write it to control the thing. It will get a little bit interesting, but the next one is. zvajeke here kuti kwaitashandisa pop uyu. Tadzimirwa.
So if we use clean, don't you have to put clean on that where there's pop, or it can work like that?
All right. No, we don't. Thank you for that question, Anditika. Maybe I actually should have given farmer names are obvious like this. No, we don't have to put clean canap. The reason being, and that you pop person. This is just popo is just a name, just a function name. But what do I want that function to do? We want that function to remove an item in part of the stack. So it's also what we should be doing right now. Even by the pick, I want us to kind of ignore those words in red and tolerate in black. Then you think with the API functions that I can put on the built-in functions are already and open submitted activation to the upper page. My functions they say we already covered them. So Popo you understand that we decided to clean because in as much as it was a clue, it might end up confusing and you know this I'm gonna say someone to say it better. And apparently than the way I'm saying it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, then she that pana pop up maybe if you can show me panesis because and it is to initialize you know the stack here duna list this saka uyo pop property this and you method ye list apana clean list because yeah saka ndepalist saka kuna AOS kuna self stack gadzira saka zvito chance clean I don't know kana ndabuda so clean
Ngenenga chibvunzo zviya
ndifadzai
It's slowly getting in, but it's fine. I'll get there.
Alternatively, what we can do, or what you can do, I would want you to write maybe code, code a list, and it envision a list actually it could actually help even with exam. But I would want you to create, let us try doing that, maybe. Additionally, it runs the W and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Sure, we have our list like this and or maybe data will create a really rate. Since to create our data list ready. Okay, let us create it to the end so that to know that is the light. So this part what we've done here is what we did here. I create an empty list in the W. Then but interpret the next thing. But it is only to push out, we want to add new item. Stack name. We want to add a new item in our stack, and we know it's using a list data structure. It's using a list and so how do we add things W? It will be W.append. Otherwise, I think how to add data. In this case, for me, it's 1 and it's they also want to print W actually. Do you get this? And then there's one dirty plate, tari some tabatari mistake machona. Then there comes the next data plate, which is plate number 2. We still go back and run the same. We still go and append that list. Put append 2. And print a W. Ana 1 and 2. The sticker to put up tiny to my plate akashiba. This is this part. Then but that's this is this part is W dot append. Nichi chachuna chatirka append. Then self dot to language class. Self dot to those kind of paper. Tangrapana self dot is just because you call it in class. But this Tangrapana L dot append. This is just the language that I want up my list. So try to visualize it like this. Then the next function is, let us ignore the word pop clean. But what is that function the clean doing? It is removing the top item from the stack. So in this case, Fazi, which is the top item per stack ready? The tip happens like the tip mistake.
It's true.
It's true. How do you remove 2 from a list?
It's what is it?
Delete.
We use delete.
Delete parts. If you have chosen
You delete
the syntax
and you wait an indexing to delete on position position 1 because you're starting from 0.
But why did you choose that route? Choose the easy way out. So trying to say delete. What's the easiest way to remove a change from list? The clue is in front of you.
Okay, you can use the pop thing, the pop function.
And pop highly use index. It's as simple as that. It's popping the last thing from list and it's and stogona kuchiona stogona kuassigna chinhu ichocho togona kuna e is equal to that. Then tikaprinta e ikatorodza kuti ndi true, which is what this part wants. Kuti hanzi zvoni remove the top item from the stack. It needs no parameters, which sikadai watoshandisa delete waingakanganisa because pana pautopiwa nzoni whatever code yatoshandisa, it must not take any parameters, but it has to return the item. So you can either do zvandaita panapa kuti wopopa chinhu chachona obva wachiprinta seso, or in either way washudu zvati panapa kuti w.pop ushu ndiye arapa pa l.pop self tamtaura dhara. So I'm going to keep typing self, but try to kind of ignore self wachona bosta musanangura dhara tari kuite ipapo, then return ushu ndiye achazongoprinta ndiye uyu ndiye zvakafanana neizvi zvajeka.
Yeah, it's fine.
So right now after tapopa,
It's clear.
After tapopa tuno fadzi mulist medu masara chi
masara
wanchiti. Thank you. Right, tidzokere padenga panapa taita pop, then pick, and the pick returns. Okay, I think let us just add a little bit more items in list medu. Let me start by creating a blank and appending 1, appending 2. So the same way andikisa chinhu chakawanda panapa append then append ndiyo kunoku handiti append agara anobvuma zvimwe zvinhu. So append ndo anofanira kuaccepta. Okay, so we have to append 1. It's okay. Okay, let me start over. So and it's mona tindarana sevirika 2. The first one gave me this 2. Vandarana foot it gave me another. So ndarana foot sever or return pamwe 2. So I'm starting over my list, empty list. I append 1, I append 2. I want to append maybe 4, so that can attack among my actions. It will make sense to all of us. Let's append 4 panapa. 7. So if I now run this part, I can pop. what is going to be popped out of my list? List current list in the area. Anyone? What will be popped?
7.
And if I try to print my list now, Masara 1, 2, na 4. And it's popa tiripanap. Tapopa out, tapopa up. Now takwenda pakanzi pick. Pick function is supposed to return the bottom item from the stack. Bottom item, per stack redeemer plates, bottom item, do change up into papi page.
The
first one.
So what this means is you're supposed to return the first thing to the list, or in terms of indexing, to the index position and
0.
0 and it. So return the bottom item from the stack, but does not remove it. It needs no parameters. So that means partial creator function changu is a self-stateable, we're not taking any parameters. And then the stack is not modified. Index 0, but we are not removing it from that position.
Yes.
Okay, indeed. So let us now write the point. How do I see chinochiripa index position index position 0?
W square brackets 0.
W
Square brackets
0 and it is. Exactly, that's the first thing, Chiripo. So it's just a clear to put up. And you now want to define the pick and it pick. It returns arguments, self-check. But then what are you doing? You're going to return self. Okay, so this is an L. What did that mean? Making sense?
Yes.
All right. The next, pip retains the top item from the stack, but does not remove it. It needs no parameters and the stack is not modified. Saka pip yakangofanana na pick, but apa yakangoshanda in reverse. So someone to dictate the code for me.
-1.
Forgot -1.
-1, exactly. Because we do not know kuti stack redu rakakura sei tikuzotipana maplates mangani. Saka isusu taikwanisa kuti using W, taikwanisa kuti W012 22. Yes, anotiburisira 4, but ko stack redu rikakura kumaplates akaramba achiuya, we'll be using the wrong index. But -1 will always give us the last thing. Will always give us the chipedzisira mulist yoyo. So we're going to reverse indexing and we'll copy this. We'll define we are keep. It takes no argument. I can answer self-check and it's returning. Okay, paste. So that I will at least that's W, in this case L.
I was always wondering the purpose of reverse indexing.
The people of reverse indexing, if I'm glad you've seen it. Then Tapana is empty. So what does this empty do? It tests to see whether the state is empty. It needs no parameters and it returns a Boolean value.
What if we use the if statement?
Okay, let us build this together.
So if the length of the list is 0,
Then
brackets.
len.w. Oh no, then so and this thing.
W, yes, is equal to 0.
0.
Print. This should be true, right? Because it's empty.
Okay. Print
Yeah.
0. It should print true.
Print true. Else, print false.
Okay. Saka baba that is assigned. So if equals is a double session and it. So tauna dziri kushanda guys. Maybe to test it further, kuti tione kuti tinoprinta zvakanaka here. Let us just come and rerun the first part. To create a W yedu a0. Empty, sorry. Tikauya panapa it's supposed to print true. Saka code yedu iri kushanda. Sesongoyo futi pana kutokopa. To define is empty value and it takes nothing. Like I don't want itself for your paste. Then okay. So papa yeah change my indentation, so you just correct that. Then let us not forget which is a particular reference a W whom replace in a self.l. So don't get to take a self.l what you use a W like that. Then the next thing we're supposed to check for size. So when the function runs the size, and what it does, it returns the number of items on the stack. It needs no parameters and it returns an integer. To measure, say size released.
W.size.
So test and it. List object is an attribute size.
But length not the number of items are in so we can still use length here.
You know cheap and it. So that's length. It gives us what you want. And to put it as 0 because if you remember pana pandayan karana pana 0. So it's karana everything but I'm panapa. Currently W in a genus 3. So it's supposed to give us 3. So it works for what we want. So don't we have to focus. Size. In Panapa itself to explain. Then the last one, it's supposed to display all contents currently in the state. Please display a thing.
If we just print the list, print then the name of the list, yeah.
Okay, so we do that. Okay, so we'll run the name to show and it accepts no arguments. If you just return software like this. And today also appeared and having done the data pump papa. I'm sure we're already confident with code Shanda. However, we might need to let us just test it. Somebody in an exam setup, if you're given a class, don't just end by creating several data. run extra code just to test it and but also we're going to create stake ready. So remember because we were using a list. But can attack with stake ready runs, and you can even give it a separate letter selection which A is equal to stake. But the moment the fact that Tango is at this which is stake, so what it's going to do is going to run this first part up. The fact that Tango call which is stake, it will run out this first part, which means it's going to create an empty list. Just HI and it. So the runner, so it is created. But then how do we know which list community? Funny function that data brought up the list community.
We can copy the code in my some chatbot.
And please just let me know. I was saying there's a function at Nayo. In order to the synthesis list, it's T.
Dot show.
But show is nothing. And it so now that's a but is it truly empty? It's empty. Yes, it's true, I'm matching. Okay, so now places started coming in. So I'm trying to push that in. So first thing, want to push something, want to push probably an integer. To push an integer, want to push a boolean. We want to push all these are data places that keep coming in. Want to push a string. Then want to see is this list or is this stake still empty? It's supposed to print false. Obviously, both managed, Okay, but what is in this stake now? Okay, now I want to start cleaning out the list. So I want to start removing Miranda and deputies and want to pop that thing to remove. Okay, so it's reaching that it's clean. The function you have to be clean. No, but to be Miranda, what you know, or now that Miranda has been cleaned, what's there now? Okay, Masara Chinchu. Let us just push something else. And see what's there now. A0. Then we want to pick what about the what about the thing that said at the bottom? Okay, one visual. That's true. And it's not to say that. With this thing, all size maybe. So we've seen my functions the letter created, they're working fine. And is anyone with a question before we move on? We've consumed almost an hour of our time.
Hello.
Yes, I.
Yeah, abakokana chona a thing router out bound method stake show then you bandisra main dot stake object at chat. You need some code your machine language or something.
Can you just share your screen for a little bit?
It's M to go anama bracket.
Mira indication.
Achisheya ndogona kubvunzawo here nhai kuti hangu kwandiri kuno kunetwork yangu uri kuita ichinetsa zvekuti ndikazotaura zvisinganyatsi kuita inenge iri nyaya yenetwork. Miranda ndandoda kubvunzawo kuti muexam inogona kunyatsouya here iyi zvayakaita.
I will find out for you. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
Miranda ndikuita ndipinzewo futi mu class macho.
You're already in the class. Oh, Alesta. Okay. Okay.
So let me share window. You know, to run the share entire screen, right? Okay.
It's coming up. It'll error when you run which parts?
It's not an error. It's just I'm gonna this appendix are green up. So I can't see someone. Even when I was in Jupyter yesterday, it was giving me the same thing.
Okay, I can't. And so that's one of those I'm gonna screen and get it. That's the issue.
I think it's because you are printing a dot show. So I will memory address that thing.
So how do I because if I do this it doesn't do anything. You don't go that process finished with the exit code 0, which means hapana error per code DSA.
Chumboisa mama brackets asina chini cha.
Ambera.
Udai so.
Rana to.
Ndora na udai so. Don't do the same thing.
Okay, I can hardly see. I'm gonna screen and get it. So
arushanisa chiko mfeso chicho cha arushanisa.
Ipai chamu.
Ayasa pai chamu saka zvakasiyana.
Ushasa pai chamu kani. Ushasa pai chamu ndosaka uri kuita zvepai chamu.
Mana mzara confused. But all right, that's on if I even
go shandisire pai chamu.
Then don't go na chama iwe.
What am I zakuita?
Saka panchaziya budget why even do the boss apa unoziva kuti in PyCharm tasaona right in PyCharm ndikabvisa anondabvisa pound yokwa unoona kuti inobva yaninyorera kuti hanzi chakuti izvo zvayanyora izvo but
we can't even see zvayanyora kuti zvakati.
What did you?
Yeah, we can hardly see zvayanyora zvachona.
Can you use the Jupyter notebook for the sake of teacher progress? Because you're gonna time a little to farm, guys.
Yeah, but maybe you're in PyCharm, the native but ongo cooper the first ongo cooper code yago or paste them Jupyter notebook. I think not bad said, or maybe for one of those Vita can tutorial appear, both up I can hardly see the on screen patch and maybe the sang and background it's dark.
Rabuda, punish Baba Shataura, Rabuda.
All right, it's fine.
Okay, hi Miranda.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask, Paneya yeta retain my Boolean functions. Are we supposed to be printing the true and the false, or we're supposed to be retaining the actual Boolean function?
We can.
Are we retaining a string or?
Sorry.
Okay, I'm saying the question was saying we should retain a Boolean function, a Boolean value. So that the printer, will it be Boolean or it will be a string?
Okay, that's a string. Tinokwanisa kushandisa Boolean value, like tokatenda kungoreplace patati def is empty self. Pasi pachona tinokwanisa kungoti iti zvoni renewed what? Let's try. Return. Right. So is now return a Boolean value. What I've done, I will return a Boolean value. What this part is doing is empty. It will return it will return the Boolean value if you can check another list is empty. I don't know how best I can say it.
No screen here.
Peter saying? Who put the screen?
Maximize.
I guess.
Yeah, it's news and
So if we do it this way, it will return an actual Boolean value. But can I go to the server so you can still use for data and you're I will not go on zero so long as true or false. Today also we've completed person EIS check. So we'll now be moving on to Pandas. And Pandas, we are going to cover my series named DataFrames. You guys did that and did it. Did we do my series named DataFrame?
Yes, we did, though we are still lacking behind.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I said yes, we did, but that's the area we need help.
All right. So we're going to be covering my series named DataFrame under Pandas. And this particular chance of Pandas, we're supposed to import Pandas actually is PD. PD it's still best practice. You can import it as anything you want, but for readability, all import or most programmers are not going to answer PD. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing you should do. Please don't go to answer a library. So series, all right, this is the data in Pandas. Just try to visualize a table, like in Excel table, made up of rows and columns. But for a series is one dimensional. And you realize with particular data frame, run more dimensional, run more columns, so to say, and be bigger. So we start by creating a series. We have already imported Pandas. And whenever you're dealing with a notebook, you only need to import my libraries up once. So I'm going to create a series and I'm going to use a combination of lists to create the series. So I'm just going to create a series with names. And I want to give my names and I want to give them okay. I think I should my index arguments, I think. Like sort of whole names or something. So can I create a team list also and send that to create a series? I actually have to go and create the series. Same concept that questions and create a dictionary. Could I create a two lists and zipped those lists to form the dictionary? So I have two lists to form a series. And how do you do that? you say pd dot series with a capital letter S data. But we then specify kuti data redu takwasangoita rakanzi data also, and it will have my default index. Let us first do this. Tombo ignore rows and data panel. So tikangodaro, inongoisa my default index ana 0, 1, 2, but we can actually name my index edu pretty data, then can index is equal to rows like that. Then my index I name hello. Nathan. Okay, I think it's a mistake. So we can go on and on and on, but let us just keep it simple like this. And the same way yataita ni zero. Okay, that's not the zeta, but we can do it today to observe we can index, we can slice my series, and we can slice even my data frames in each tower. So we want to view maybe want to view Miranda interpreted. We can actually slice it so that my lists my arrays. But in this case, man, I want you to master with the series, it being a one-dimensional, one column and whatever you slice span up, it's what's the English column or it's all right. Good. And this one above my index value is there 0, 1, 2. So this is slice a column 2. It means we're slicing everything to kapana 2. Miranda and will come out, but Ivana part 2 will not come out. So just syntax here, attraction sign is 0, slicing here is still going to apply. It has what pretty high, but my data frames just now. The slicing, it's still lower bounds, upper bounds, in the step. So even you find today, actually we can do that here, or we can slice it to get lower bound, in the step of 2.
Sorry,
yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Very sorry to take you back a little bit. May you kindly go back to the beginning of the series part? I'm following through, checking everything that you've done, but I'm still getting some errors aside. You just kindly just go back a little bit. Okay, thank you, but thank you.
Alright. Same as whenever you're slicing, you first put the lower bound, the upper bound in the step. Those and data panel. So I've simply taken everything from the beginning to the end with the step of 2. That's how slicing works. And I think for my series, there isn't really much to do. But okay. Maybe one thing. Magaita lock na iLock. Did you do index location and iLock? You didn't?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Atina was it.
Okay.
I think block Zagaitwa, we don't know. Block Zagaitwa, I don't know.
It's okay, alright.
The other class now.
Takaita pa weekend class
cheka manotsi enyu
lecture notes ari zviripo zvese.
Right, it's fine. Let us just let it bring it. It's okay. So there's also another way you could index or you can a beneficial slicer in log ilog. Basically ilog I was a index. And whenever you're using ilog, it means and this one create a rectangle create a series redu rinema default index then panapa create a anima labels. So when you're using ilog, it simply means ilog kangofanana ndo yatangojaira kushandisa ichi yajete kushandisa mavalues ana 2 nananani. This is ilog ichi because they're using index. So maybe another way, maybe I could write, okay, let me just write s.ilog. The fact of putting that ilog, I have to put my index position. Like in this case, no contact the same data you put negative B, maybe Peptanga, Yoshika 2. You don't want to put the first 2. But alternatively, can't do what in the series long and data frame rang there is some labels and they've lost count which index position 2 reckon what gender not n3 in and n3 I can just use log in label label location and Canada I have to put the name of the string. In this case, I'm going to N3 like a container even. I just want to bring it up like this. So, okay, yeah. I think what I put that here. However, with ilog, you know, location, but it includes the last function. What I mean is unconfident tracing from the index position like the data. Hi Clement, can you please turn off your mic? Clement. Hi Clement, so brought the mic. Thank you. So, like the data panapa, this was index 01, index 02, index 03. Ivana is index 0, 1, 2. Ivana is on index position 2. And panapa foundation sa ilog. I know excluded, but when you're using log, that last thing will be included in the slice. So just go in the lookout for that. And there isn't really much to talk about my series, and we move straight to my data frame. So my data frames akada kungofanana, wakutala akatofanana ni my series, but they are just animal dimensions which like we can add a whole lot of other things and like the thing it's just a series and this. So I'm going to dive straight into it. Right, so I'm going to create a data frame around and I will not be importing pandas again because I've already imported pandas. So I'll start probably by giving column names and look at that. Maybe I will have in the form of a list again, I will have maybe name. And the data that I'll be putting in more. Saka. I'm a data frame, but in chance of data frame. A data frame is still made up of a list, but it's made up of a list of lists. All right. I'm going to ignore column. Column index and so I'm going to forgo column with tanga. From what you're creating a data frame, it's visualized in array, visualized in Excel and the tower. So each row is made up of a list. But for the interpreter to know which need data frame, a list of lists So pane list rekutanga riri kunze iri randitika. This bracket will tell it kuti oh, it's a data frame. But now toda kuti add rows achona. So row rekutanga is another list on its own. So there are 3 rows. I would advise kuti wagadzira the outer bracket and it will list. Karim that's row number 1, what is comma, what is row number 2, comma, row number 3. So ready, what you have to do is just come and feed the information. Also to give us 3 empty rows. But for time's sake, let us just put the details. The last records. So where I bring up my quotes, you see, I'm interchanging them. Can I function the Kango biochip? Can I go you are my double quotes in this also? Can I go you are my single quotes? It still accepts anything. Then we've created a list of lists, but we have not yet created our data frame. Just like on Foro, I can create a list, but we had not created the series yet. So now we have to create a data frame. And it's just also another coding practice, which I think kind of when they're referring to data frame inside DF, but you can really use anything else. Remember, wherever I call data string, I can go to S is equal to pd.string. Can I read the data frame? It's pd.data with a capital D and frame with a capital F, one word. Please don't put a small letter F or a small letter D. But I think that this can suffice like this, and then we print D for to give us a unlabeled columns and unlabeled rows. However, this will be the list of our columns. So if you want to label our columns, columns being this is a keyword. Then we will variable and maybe if I print this, then the every change. So we can also even rename my name rows like the data type I go to that index equals let us just change it to 1. Index, index position is still 0, 1, 2, but the index label is 1, 2, 3. I hope that's clear. So can I tell you also, we're even able to read a particular column or a particular row, like say I want to read, I would teach one column, Mastacha, body popper, molecular, Divana, all those names. Okay, what about their ages? Eight like that. We can even to add among my columns to our data frame. So these are marks for these are my record. We now want to add weights of these people that I have about. We can come here and say
No, Tasara.
Guys, masarira kupi?
Please copy. May you please copy? Yes, that was my question. Please paste, copy and paste.
It's part shit. Okay, Imbo.
Yeah, it will update.
Yeah, I think this is what I've done so far. And I was about to add another column. And how you add that column? This is the column name, the one I'm adding. Go to assign in form of a list. In list chako unofana kuienderana manje if the number of rows are equal. So in this case we have three. We have 3 rows. You have 3 rows. So the tongue is a weight yachona. It may be 54, 52, 53. The weight. And if I run this and or try to print this, you know, contain the column. Yeah, the one with edit. Please them to comment. I'm going to give you a note ground, but in this happens time to comment away so that you cover more things. Okay.
That's all.
Okay. I just press the man to get the system you started everything.
Yeah, I don't know but that was on Sarah.
I started a good.
More was scroller up vision. Up again.
And if I think I'm at the
yeah, sorry, yeah. All right.
Sorry, you should run that code pamatangira, but don't do that. I could define you. I'm not so shocked the way Yes.
Can you share your screen? I hope you're going in background.
Unaweza tudirumia gani? Tudiruma. Iwe tena sizoka kwa
Manya.
Chanzo zvakawanda bana. Chanzo zvakawanda.
May you share your screen so that's why I need to move on.
I think network actually get protection it.
Okay, or may you copy your codes from it. So both they're trying to cover as much because Mangwana, I have another class.
Okay. Don't paste up
comments chabutu. Those who open this up and so not to repair error.
While he is copying Miranda, but change person paper. I heard you saying tomorrow you have another class, or we are already covering the person paper.
I thought to target a person paper and those can do minus and do details. I can give you the answers to the question paper, but I would prefer to teach it to build it.
Can do a tutorial.
Tomorrow I have it's not up to me organizer when I don't have another class. But as for tomorrow and Deepo. definitely.
Maybe you did import pandas.
Yeah, did you import pandas?
Are you saying
That's what the problem was.
This is exactly the same as my code.
Yes.
Did you import pandas?
Yeah, I've just imported it and it's now running.
All right, it's fine.
Okay.
So where were we? Okay, Saka, what we did here, I told you guys, which is the trick behind creating a data frame is knowing which you have to make a list. You have to make this. List. Panel this outer list is ne bracket rakavhurwa panapa richivharwa pekupedzisira panapa. Then mukati melist iroro mune list.
Hi, Miranda, you need to share.
Oh, okay. Makiona nditi.
Yes.
Okay, I was saying that she could my data frame. Just like when I my series, and the series, create a list. The reason why we don't put lists inside of, we don't put, it's not a list of lists my series because my series are one dimensional. But we have to create in my dimensions like one in like like a series is one column, but data frame columns like one. So we represent that by creating a list of lists. This is list number 1, list number 2, list number 3. Those 3 lists are inside this one mother list driver. Tadaro, totizoshandisa code driver with pd.data frame. And is alternatively you can kungonyora this driver page. But for smart coding, it's advised utange wangu create a variable, list of lists that if you want to declare my columns or declare my rows, it's up to you. But this is not really mandatory. You know, create a data and this number column headings, just my index, my label, my index. Tadaro, and that you can actually read things that are in specific or particular columns, like you can read what's in age, what's in names, and what's not. And you can even want to add another column, like what we did. I, Masio, and Michael, Michael, one. You can even go on to add another column. Pandachi, okay, and we've used iLock, Nalok, my series. But it's going to get a little bit more interesting because you can this data frame, I can create with 100 columns and 1,000 rows and so forth and data. But you've got that big data frame and you want to print only M and 29 na M na 6. How do you do that? You want to pick a certain part or a certain chunk of your data frame or a certain chunk of your data frame. How will you do that? Because I thought I could easily design it. So did you get that? Magambo detail from my lectures.
Hi, Miranda. Sorry, Miranda.
Yes, fine.
Is it able? Can we create another row?
Another?
Can we create another row with index 3?
Ukuthi apa try to create a china what do you call like something after Ivana.
Yeah.
Okay, we could try that. Yes, we can, but I think we should specify the axis now. Okay, let me think about it. Goes up by default. doing this, edge a column, but row we have to specify the axis yet to edera. Let me try to think which say.
All right.
Okay, let me think about it. Which is no edge say, but it should be possible, yes. Or someone and how to do it so that this distract can is not going to do that. Maybe they can assist. Well, to define the next thing, which happen and we want to pick is the M na 20 M na 6. How can we do that? Mange mati makazviita zviya.
Tukwapa tikashandisa togona kushandisa handiti tabhura nyaya dzeilok nalok ilok anenge achitiudza isusu the position but so ngaishandise ilok tu.
Okay, totally.
Toti df ilok totsvaga manje maindex kuti zviri pasi apa handitati tiri kuda 29 nani
Tukuda M na 29
M na 29 na M na 6 saka pachakuita lower bound column totanga nemarows lower bound row upper bound row saka togona kuti isusu tinoti 0 1 2 saka pari kubva pana 1 kusvika kwokupedzesera toti kumarows kuti hatati kubva pana that's 0 1 kubva futi pana 1 kusvika apa ichasviki kwokupedzesera manje kapo yakugumira parod saka takuti -1 the number columns.
So the syntax for vasina kunge vazvibata kuti tiri kufamba sei, I'm going to give you the syntax. It's row lower, row upper, row step, comma, column lower, column upper, column step. Does it make sense? It's still in the lower bound, the upper bound, and the step. But kunokutanga specifier index yema rows. This first part is for rows, then comma. Second part is for columns. It's as simple as that. Same slicing attenuate my list later my series. The same slicing in where, but for my data frames, takutanga specifier my parameters my rows to say my parameters my columns.
Right, nai Miranda. Isusu patikashandisa ngatiti toda kushandisa lok apa. Lok anenge achitiudza isusu the index values of the rows. Ndizvo.
Anenge achita sei?
Achishandisa the row index values. Kuti manames atinoti manames ema-rows. For example, apo tina 2 na 3 ndo ma-index values ema-rows.
Okay.
Saka tokwanisa tikashandisa log tisina kuti ilog tikati df.log tokwanisa kuti tiri kuda 2 and 3.
Tinokwanisa because handiti remember 2 na 3 uyu asiro ma-default index aya ana 0 1 2. You remember?
Apa yatotudza kuti ndo manames acho nekuti 1 2 3.
Rega ndimachinje panapa. Because maybe it's got 2 3 is not considered. So I'm changing them to A, B, C like this and this.
Yeah, exactly. saka pachakukwanisa kuti chi A B C manje saka takukwanisa kutoreferensa kuti tinoda B na C.
If you want to do the same thing zvafana apa but tenge takuya panapa toti B up to C string kind up to C comma then for that other one it's gender up to okay, because it's slow, so it's up to the actual one, up to age.
Yeah.
You're not going to be said the same thing. My labels, you have to remember kumaisa my quotes because I'm getting my string. So even by being fun now 1 2 1 2 up to found to miss a string, you have to miss my quotes say so.
Hello, Miranda.
Hi.
Can you scroll up so that I'll be able to see what 1 1 3 which I'm told from our table? How do we come up with the matrix?
What
that the actual table yatatina hold on. Yeah, this one that we are taking the information. We are saying the M on the second row is on location ilog. It's on index 1, right?
All right. So let me rerun this. Both the run up my A B C. Let me just rerun this. Each in sync.
Okay. So I was saying that. The first M, which is on gender B for Tapiwa, it's on index 1, and M is on index 2. 29, I mean.
Okay. You remember this part?
That part. Is it just coming as for the M's, which is like the
M, because the first part is my rows, of which my rows are my A, B, C. So it's like 1, the lower bound, which in gas angry, pa 0, 1, pana B, pana. Colon, colon, it means up to the end. The first part is where you print my M. The second part is columns, column 1. So ana Miranda that's index 0. Ana F na M that's 1. So ndopa zviri kutangira up to 3. That means it's printer 1 2 you ignore 3 you ignore na 51.
So the 3 and this corner are rubuda ba.
Miranda Tapiwa is column number.
Is the column number 1?
Index position.
It's column 0.
Equana F
0. 1
10
2
54
3.
So can I chance ignore the upper bound. So this is column number 3. Skateodo tangira pa column number 1 pa column number 3, but excluding column 3.
All right, yeah. That nankiri the rule and under which it has to exclude the last part. It's all right. Thank you.
Can I chance index it ignores the last thing, but can I chance my labels? Data.
Okay, thanks.
All right, yeah. Then by the person say another row. I think an alternative that we can do is creating another data frame. So what we can do, and so far it's now 1. I want us to create another data frame. I'm going to DF2. Yes.
I tried to attend to that one.
Okay.
I sent a in the message section.
Daughter, say, can you dictate?
Okay, so it's df.append. Open bracket. So it's a that you can first make your list on top, or you can just make your list inside these brackets. So put the square brackets. New.
Sorry?
Just put the name. You can put the string literals, the code, and say David. Then comma M, capital letter M. Then
The next thing is
54.
age. The next thing is age and this. The next thing is
yes, it's age.
Age and this. Then the next thing is weight and this.
Age you can put, yeah.
All right. Come on, take it up where to call the list and this.
Yes, take. Then
Oh, Is there is a list and I get
no, it didn't run. Go back into the
did not run. Okay. Let me
With the assignment and the
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Hello,
Yes, I
Miranda.
can hear you.
Go. Sorry, just go and put ignore underscore index is equals to false.
What is it?
Ignore underscore index is equals to false. Yes, capital F.
Okay.
Yes. Try to write
It's
that.
still not running. But I had a similar idea, but need to create another data frame, to append the data frame to ERD. So I don't know why it's not quick, because I had something similar in mind. And then I was thinking,
Okay, Miranda.
Eh.
Probably the reason why it's not running is because at the top your DF is
it's not a data frame.
No, your DF has got its own row index.
Okay.
Yes. Can you remove the rows?
Yeah, we remove the.
Huh?
Did it run?
No, I never.
Can you assign the second line yakupa code to DF, because I've never done assignment. I'm just thinking what DF to append say DF equals DF.
Oh, okay, like this. All right. So yeah, to one this. So let me start again. Okay, so kaya edera, but
It looks like add to the column. To the add another okay.
Okay, so saya edera my rows. But yeah,
Because that one is a
Yeah,
list.
add another column called 0.
Okay. I think up and up and up in the going to funga axis equals. I'm not sure if it is axis 0. Add the column or another way and then the funga is easier, which is creating another data frame. That means okay, unexpected.
Code Camber is a true and I ignore index.
It's still doing the same. Okay, so let us try to work around it. But me, what I was thinking was to create a totally different data frame. Let me just go into code. Okay, maybe now it's a little bit difficult since there is some column names there. Okay, maybe now it might be a little bit difficult since there is some column names there. Okay, let us just create. We can send something like this. So we now have this new data frame. Then we try to append now So we now have this new data frame. Then we try to append now df3 is equal to df dot appends. We are appending df df3. Oh, still the same here. But maybe I will find a way. Okay, I think now go under pressure which I'm rushing against time. But maybe I will find a way. Look, and in the code of how we can add rows if an existing data frame. I think Jema data frame can slice. I think that would be O and the follow syntax here and that way the syntax. Now we only have. I have a question about data frame. To follow the syntax, I think will be women right. So now we only have.
Sorry. I have a question about data frame. You don't apply about data frames. It's the pure column rename my list. Say it's more like a internal list, but real column. And I want to split the column you put it away my individual. My different columns. Sort of like. Could and it's pana patine 3 columns name age and this. Don't want name pattern sort of instead of Miranda, maybe now Miranda tapiwa if I same column, but it is same film cell. Then it bata zikapata score, but after another 3, then it also must split it down to different columns. A multiple response I can put.
All right, and this is name, age, gender. And you're saying you're going to split with name Amire Ega.
No, the good type of data tinaro. Wana maros mune a list value pana name about a list of my names, but maybe column names baranzi name then muna Miranda, muna Tapia, muna Ivana pazero, we start pazero index.
Vese vari pazero ipapo.
So ndauda kuzochiri split ari padata frame kundite mas different columns. Ipapo pane here a faster way kana a default way yekusplit ipo padata frame kana ndakutotanga kupinda mudhati ndo ndakutanga kushandisa ma for loop kupindemo.
Okay, would this be cutting across the whole data frame? So kuti tomboti ngatachanisa example yekuti first name, middle name, surname zvakaendwa pamuseo one handiti, but you want to use my first name anga ari mega, my middle name, my surname anga ari pawo pega, ndizvo?
Yeah.
Is this cutting across kusvika ku like the whole data set kandi ingori one inch?
It's in this case maybe challenge kuti ndekuti the uniform makoma rows match unoona kuna mwe mune 3 mwane 4 names mwane 2 names, but the idea ndekuti ndakada kuseparate ikwanise kuti each entry mirere.
Hello, can I say something?
Yes.
You use split underscore multi-column. So it will be split underscore multi-column, then in brackets df, then you dot your column, your to split it.
Split, I think the split function when the sector thing is become I think mainly split on a string. So I'm not sure of the syntax, but I'm sure what Tendai said will work, but I know the string, the split function will be. So what did you say, Tendai?
Let me put the code in the message.
All right, it's fine.
All right, thanks.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update this. Maybe it's the last few minutes to update code for us to be able to add a row, comment with what was I doing. Then seeing which time they appear, but that's such a question paper. And tomorrow, I'm not sure, they said Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But I might also not be available on Friday. So seeing with this week, I'm unavailable. Ndokwasera kuita recording, probably video recording, and even in voice over, digital the code on ama answers in paper. Kana kutongokunyorerai the notebook and heavily comment it and send you.
Video.
Okay, I'll try. All right, I'll find.
Sorry.
Video reboot.
Okay, I will try. All right, I'll find a way to video rachona. Alternatively, ndokwanisa kuisa a heavily commented notebook. I think as we have easier.
Yeah, a notebook is okay.
I'll try to comment every line of code. And I'll try to comment every line, put up and even that is straightforward. I think I'll just put comments on every line.
Hello, Miran.
Yes, I.
Ndautoona kuti wakuenda naye kana tisimudhi data frame mupandas momo, what kind of iteration can one do? Was, for example, kunyora kana kuti for loop inotiitarisira ma-conditions over dzokera pauyu pako paipe paunga uri pauyu paipe pane data frame, right? Saipa papa toda kuti pega pana not applicable ndiani missing value. Toda kuti tinyorere kana kuti missing value. So we want to do an iteration yekuti ticharana kubva pa row number 1 column number 1 ichitasa kuti hapana anything yobva yanyora kuti kana kuti missing value ichidaro kana paine value yoskipa ichidaro so.
Okay, you want it could you focus specifically on missing values?
Yes.
Okay, so for even missing values, I think patori iripo kudara a function maybe iripo kudhara inonzi qna I think like this kuti maybe tenda kuti df dot qna and is there a certain value yatoda kuti ifile with maybe with FFFF. Okay, I think maybe currently not filling a zero. I thought not filling anything. Like say average filled in principal and n name a zero.
If I go in quotes.
Sorry?
Zama if I go in quotes.
All right. Alright, now man, I have to read and me. Alright, so few but I think this will only work for my missing or for like a personal team. But maybe you know, going in a scenario, I'm not sure how to do that. But in a scenario, it may be you actually want to replace an existing word with another word. That's a different scenario. I'll look into it with not replace, I say. But for missing values, this is how you do it.
Hi, Miranda.
Hi.
So I've edited the code and I sent on the chat.
Okay.
The code to add a new row. You can try running that code.
David, anyway.
From David.
Okay. Okay. Saka ndifana kuchinjere kuti tiise DataFrame from series.
Yes.
Okay, so are you saying I should maintain it as a series like this?
Yes. Yes, maintain it as a series like that.
Okay.
Sorry, you can remove another code from that name. Sorry, you can remove another code from that name.
Okay, if I am going to create a data, but okay, all this last part.
Yes.
All right. Then I think we just need to rename as you can see, Java pages. I have to reset my index. I'm going to continue 1. It is 0, 1, 2, then X. So I think a way to do that would be to.
So the name X is on the series.
Creator using a dictionary cap.
Yes, that's another way also to create my data frames. You can create a data frame using my list, or you can create using my dictionaries. F.reset. So if I want us to change, could you continue in the panel 3 above? So you can reset my index, Edu.
Or we can just set ignore index is equals to true.
Panava.
Yes.
Okay, all right. that's even better. So are there any other questions or contributions, guys? I'll try to send a notebook here. I'm sure there are a number of things that I need to edit and comment before I can send it. I'll try to send this tonight, but then during the course of the day, rema past exam.
Okay, thank you, Miranda.
All right. If there are no more questions or contributions, I think we can call it a night.
But Miranda.
Yes.
I think if possible, tikazowana just one, maybe takuda kunoenda kuma exams.
All right.
Just one lecture maybe.